I jolted awake at 2 a.m., the sharp creak of the front door slicing through the silence. My heart thudded as I glanced at the clock, its red digits glaring in the dark. Emily was home. I lay still, listening to her footsteps, uneven, hesitant, not the confident stride I knew. The air felt heavy, wrong. I slipped out of bed and padded to the hallway, peering down the stairs. She was in the kitchen, her silhouette illuminated by the fridge's pale light. Her hair was disheveled, her blouse wrinkled, and she moved with a strange, guarded energy. "Late meeting?" I called softly, my voice betraying a tremor. She froze, then turned, her smile forced. "Yeah, work ran over. You know how it is." Her eyes didn't meet mine, and the lie hung between us like smoke. Over the next few weeks, her late nights became a pattern. She'd slip in at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, sometimes 3 a.m., her excuses flimsier each time. "Client dinner," she'd say, or "drinks with the team." Once she claimed she'd been at a yoga class that ran late, but her gym bag was bone-dry, untouched. I'd nod, swallowing the questions burning in my throat, but suspicion gnawed at me. I started noticing things, her phone always face down, her sudden need for space, the way she'd flinch when I touched her. Our marriage, once a warm, steady thing, felt like a house with cracked foundations, ready to collapse. One evening as she showered, I saw her toss her dress onto the laundry pile. A faint, unfamiliar scent clung to it, cologne sharp and musky. My stomach twisted. Later that night, she came to bed in a loose t-shirt, but as she shifted, the hem rode up, revealing a fresh tattoo on her hip. "Free Soul" in looping black ink. I stared, my breath catching. "When did you get that?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. She tugged the shirt down, her face flushing. "Oh, last week. Just felt like a change." A change. The words echoed, heavy with meaning. That tattoo wasn't just ink. It was a declaration, a shift in her I hadn't been invited to witness. I lay awake, the phrase "free soul" searing into my mind, a symbol of the distance growing between us. Then came the money. I checked our joint account one morning, routine as always, and froze. Hundreds of dollars had vanished. $300 here, $500 there, withdrawals I hadn't authorized. I scrolled through the transactions, boutique clothing stores, upscale bars, a weekend spa I knew nothing about. My pulse raced. I asked her about it over dinner, keeping my tone light. "Been shopping a lot lately?" Her fork paused midair, and she laughed too brightly. "Just treating myself. Work's been stressful." She didn't mention the spa, the bars, or the $200 dinner at a restaurant we'd never been to together. I nodded, but the lie stung. She was spending our money, my money, on a life she wasn't sharing. Doubt turned to dread, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. One night while she slept, I picked up her phone. My hands shook as I punched in her passcode, our anniversary unchanged after 10 years. Her messages opened, and there it was. A thread with someone named Jay. "Can't wait for Saturday," she'd written. "Just us, no interruptions." His reply. "Hotels booked. You're gonna love it." My vision blurred, the words blurring into a sickening truth. I scrolled further, each message a knife. Flirty banter, shared secrets, plans for a weekend getaway. She was having an affair, and she hadn't even tried to hide it well. The betrayal hit like a physical blow, but it also woke me up. I wasn't going to be the fool who begged for answers or clung to a rotting marriage. I decided then I wanted a divorce. But I wouldn't just walk away. I'd take control, protect what was mine, and make sure she faced the consequences of her choices. I started quietly, methodically. First, the finances. I opened a new bank account in my name and transferred half our savings, my share, earned through years of grinding at my job. I canceled our joint credit card, rerouted my direct deposits, and met with a divorce lawyer in secret. He was a no-nonsense guy, gray-haired and sharp-eyed, who laid out my options with brutal clarity. "Document everything," he said. "The affair, the spending, the lies. It'll matter." I took his advice, saving screenshots of her texts, bank statements, even photos of that damn tattoo. Every piece was a brick in the wall I was building. Emily's getaway was the perfect opportunity. She left on a Friday, her suitcase packed with new clothes I hadn't seen before. "Work retreat," she'd said, barely looking at me. I knew better. The moment her car pulled out, I sprang into action. I rented a small apartment across town, moved my essentials, clothes, laptop, a few keepsakes, and hired a locksmith to change the house's locks. I filed the divorce papers that afternoon, my lawyer ensuring they'd be served when she returned. By Sunday night I was settled in my new place, the house key no longer mine, the life we'd built no longer ours. She came home to a locked door and a process server. I wasn't there, but I could imagine her face, shock then fury as the reality sank in. My phone lit up with missed calls and texts. "What the hell is this? You can't do this to me. Call me now." I didn't respond. Let her stew, I thought. Let her feel what it's like to be shut out. When we finally spoke, her anger was volcanic. "You're overreacting," she screamed. "Jay's just a friend. You're throwing away our marriage over nothing." I stayed calm, my voice cold. "I saw the texts, Emily. I know about the hotel, the dinners, the money. It's over." She tried to pivot, her tone softening, offering to work things out, promising therapy, anything to keep me. But I was done. Her tears, her pleas, they were just noise. I'd seen the truth, and no amount of backpedaling could erase it. The divorce proceedings were a slog, but I was prepared. My lawyer presented the evidence, texts, bank records, even a receipt from the spa she'd visited with Jay. Emily's lawyer tried to spin it, claiming I'd abandoned her, but the paper trail was undeniable. Her lies crumbled under scrutiny. Mediation came next. A sterile room with a mediator who looked exhausted by our story. Emily sat across from me, her eyes red, her defiance fading. She tried to negotiate, keep the house, split the savings unevenly, but my lawyer shut it down. In the end, she agreed to terms. We'd sell the house, split the proceeds, and go our separate ways. She'd keep her car, her clothes, her free soul tattoo. I keep my dignity. 6 months later, the divorce was finalized. I stood in my new apartment, sunlight streaming through the window, and felt something I hadn't in years: peace. The betrayal still stung, but it no longer defined me. I'd rebuilt my life, new routines, new goals, a new sense of self. Emily was a shadow now, a lesson learned. I was free, not in the reckless way her tattoo claimed, but in a way that felt real. Free to move forward, free to trust again, free to be me.